There we are. Hello there, everybody. Well, let's see where I left off the last time, and we are going to do our best to get our nuclear refinement going on. Oh, I'm so fast all of a sudden. Must be all those improvements we were sniffing lately. So, for nuclear power, we're going to require refined uranium ore. So one of the first things that I want to do today is refine that uranium ore. So in that regard, we are going to pipe it out. Do I really want to go that way? Or do I not? We're going to go that way. Because we're going to use this way. Just want to make sure that I'm not too close to the whole core mining thing. Let's make our refining happen on here. Why not? For the time being, that's okay. The thing about centrifuges and the like is, as soon as they are in place, it's really hard to place them down somewhere else because of all that extremely deadly stuff happening in there. Okay, so we have the uranium output that we want, and we have iron and stone output, which we don't want, basically. Now then, we're going to have good stuff into that direction. The landing pad goes there, and we'll... Hi, Steel. Welcome. I'll have to pop out the chat so I can see it better. Oh. And now we can work with that. Okay. So the idea that I had was a quite simple one. Oh, wait a sec. It has to be the other way around. Or does that even work? No, it doesn't. Never mind. We're going to filter that. So, let's see, where do we filter that? Just considering if I want to have more centrifuges in the long term or not. So let's start the filtering process here. A little bit further down the road. So if I want to slap in more centrifuges, I'll have no problem with that. It's not rocket stone yet. I'm sorry. So there goes that gate. Then we're going to require the iron ore gate. Go. Then the boring uranium gate. And then the hot spicy uranium comes as the last stuff. Okay, there we go. So, let's check it out. The stone and all, we have containers here. Which is in there? Treadbull, hi there. Very well, thanks for asking. Hope you're doing fine as well. So, let's slap out these guys. I just remembered that in the old version of Krastorio and space exploration, you had to give those yellow tech cards or some other tech card here, U38. I'm happy that this is no longer a thing. Gorgira. Okay. So many planets are showing up. Good lord. Interstellar map. So, are you kidding me? We're, okay. That's quite a lot of content, isn't it? Because if I understand that correctly, yeah. That's Calidus. Yeah. Or Jira. Exactly. We are merely checking on out our local solar system. Sick. Exploring the world of Last Oasis. Oh, it sounds cool. Don't know what Last Oasis is, though. So, we're going to process the stone directly. I could keep the stone and do other things with it, but honestly, I'm so happy when these things are just processed. You know? Oasis, okay. How come that everybody knows about it and I have never heard of it? So with the iron ore, it's a little bit more complicated. It's valuable, so I want to pipe it back into the system somehow. Now, to achieve that, we'd have to access this warehouse here. Okay. Oh, wait a sec, there's the nuclear stuff. Okay, well, it is a pretty long connection, I know that, but at the end of the day, I feel like this stuff is actually worth the effort, because iron ore and the like are materials that I actually always want to store and stockpile. Good. There we go. Got that. Okay. Alright. I'll check that title out. Thanks. So many new suggestions today. Alrighty. So, for the hot uranium, for the boring uranium, we're just going to slap out a big container. And, well, I'll check out what we're going to do with that stuff later. For this wonderful material, though, we're also going to slap down a container for now. The most important part is for me now to pre-produce some of that stuff so we can later do the Kovarex magic. By the way, Kovarex. Kovarex is a pretty far down the road tech now. We need space science and production science. Okay. So we're not going to get to duplicate our uranium for a pretty long time, but that's I really don't mind, because that only means we're not going to be able to recycle our uranium just right like that. But that also means I want to mine away on that stuff. All right, so let's see, those pipes are interconnected, so we're going not to blah. Don't mind me, I'm just thinking for myself. So we're going to need some sulfuric acid for that mining. I have sulfuric acid, but I don't want to spend the sulfuric acid I got. The question I'm asking myself right now is, do I think that this stockpile is sufficient for me for now? Or do I go and mine out more of that stuff? It's tough. So, let's see. Alrighty, so does it give me an readout about the necessary sulfuric acid? Yes, it does. Owie, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, that's where robots would come in handy right now. So, well, do I have a sulfuric acid recipe hanging around here? So it's water and well, I'll just tap into what I got there. I have more than enough production of sulfuric acid to support that mining ops. It's okay. So we're just going to grab that pipe here and get it over to the to the uranium mining facility. I did that all pretty much on purpose. I've seen that uranium patch there, and I already thought that this would be really great. Dafty. So another one here in the Calidus system. Okay. Good lord, am I supposed to build factories on all of these? Okay. What's the special thing about Last Oasis for you, Treadpool? Why would you recommend it? I'm just curious, you know. So. Ow. There we go. Luckily, once that stuff is on a belt, it ain't that problematic anymore. Okay, so we'll have this. Let's use the navigation satellite screen for the rest of that. It's pretty useful. This way I can already plot it by holding down left shift while clicking these. I don't know if I have enough mining machines on me. And lower the amount of pain that I'll have to suffer here. So we're going to need... oh, well. I can, though. Give me a substation. So. Okay, so let's just hope that I'm not going to burn to death while I'm doing all this. Ah. Alright. Didn't hurt as much as I thought. So, next step, we're going to connect these guys here. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Luckily, the radiation damage ain't that high. Okay. So now we got that green stuff on the belt. What a nice start. Let's make sure it'll all go into a warehouse where we're going to process more of that. Well, I'm going to check it out. I mean, building walkers and customers. Okay. Interesting. For me, I got totally hooked up with Minecraft now, so I totally understand quirky and grindy things. Okay, I do enjoy the movement speed we got right now. I'm a little bit shocked now, considering the fact that... Okay, rocket tech. Ah, yeah, here's space assembly. Considering the fact that I now saw what heavy investment we still have ahead of us. You know, it's outright insane, considering everything. And, well, let's see where that'll get us. I mean, I really thought that Kovarex would be only in the space tech tier and not in the space tech tier +1. But whatever. I'll chew through it. So let's pick up a stack of the medium-sized ones. Okay. So judging from what I hear you talking about Last Oasis, you folks, I think it's something that I really need to look at myself to give myself an impression about that. Okay, then. Next stop. The uranium warehouse. So, my main interest here is to carve out this entire deposit and make sure that it's going to be inside our warehouses as quick as possible. That's practically all. Don't have that much more intention here. Anything. Oh no. It burns. If you take it on your cursor, it stops burning. But you have to find it first. Luckily, I have centrifuges here where I can just toss it into. So, space assembling. Boom. The space assembler needs only items that I got so far. The only thing I have not available as of yet is the heat shielding, but we can't fix this up. The low density structures, we don't have these either, but whatever. So that's a good new piece of good news there. These guys, well, I do notice that low-density structures start to be all over the place, so... Well, whatever. Ow, 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 I'm sorry. Didn't mean to. So I forgot to wire up one entire... So, uranium mining is its own wonderful pack of fun, as you see here. Good. We're going to put that one up here. Then we're going to put that one up here. Then I'm going to suffer a bit. And then I'm eating some health pack. Because I feel a little bit doozy. Whoa, 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 stop it right there. Here's something bad has happened. Okay. Oh gosh. So, first things first. I want to separate this entire strand here. So we have an infection of uranium ore here. So it turns out this entire distributor here was a bad idea to begin with. Okay then. So let's pick up this strand and pipe it on over. That's something I love about the Krastorio mod, that it makes uranium such a dangerous stuff to handle all of a sudden, you know. Okay, so here goes. All of that just to correct my silly little mistake there. Okay, so let's see. There was no infection there. Okay. Now we can reconnect them. Would have sucked to have some uranium ore inside my iron ore. So all it takes is just to go one grid like there, and that's done. Okay, so now we have a double input, and the refining should work out swimmingly. Okay, so we're going to stack up a lot of U-35 in that time. So I'm going to set on up a second warehouse for that stuff right away, because I have the feeling we might need it. Okay, but beyond that, we have started the process. As you see here, it's a painstakingly bad ratio of just 2 nuggets for like 300 or so. Makes me kind of like doubt by now if we are actually able to pack up nuclear power by now. So, uranium fuel cells. So, oh, they require U-38 too. And the used up uranium fuel cell is the output. Yeah. So, let's see. The used up ones can be reprocessed into... There's a chance that we can get some tritium. New planet called Arendelle. Hey, Patrick, Sardacious. Hi there, so happy to see you, man. Okay, so we better reprocess those fuel cells, because the tritium in there would be actually quite useful for us. The only question I'm asking myself here is, do I really have enough centrifuges to keep the ball rolling? Because right now, it doesn't look like we do. Like, 2 pieces of U-35, that's not really much. And if I start relying on those nuclear reactors, I really do. Oh boy, that's a lot harder than I imagined it to be. So we still have this coronal mass ejection thing headed on over to us. And, well... Oof. The only thing I do know for sure so far is that I think I want more. Okay, 2 of 2 meteors destroyed. It's working on out by now. The only thing I do know is that I'd really love to have nuclear power running by now. So, space fluid handling, all the good stuff. How do we pull that off? I think it's just going to be more centrifuges then. So, steel plate heat shielding, and off we go. By now, I'm really considering to autocraft them. It's just that much of a pain. So where's the steel at? I wanted a 2-on-2 reactor grid. So four nuclear reactors in total. That was my plan originally. But now that I see the scarcity of fuel, I'm not exactly sure if I really can pull that off. Because we do seem to need quite a lot of fuel for that. Does anybody know how long one of these fuel cells actually does burn? Because that would be, as a matter of fact, the most important question, if you ask me. And I didn't come up with a heat shielding facility, didn't I? No, I didn't. So these bad boys are charging up. Well, I mean, on the other hand, I could just expand on my gasoline power plant and keep the ball rolling with that. I guess there's enough crude oil for quite a long time to keep that going, but I don't think that this is that much of a smart idea, especially now that I see that this deposit seems to be the only one in the... Oh yeah, here's another one. Could tap into that too. Pretty easily. So, we're producing 1,900 oil there. That's more than this entire facility could actually process in one go. Right now we are draining 600 per second. There's roughly a throughput of 1,200 per pipe, and then it's goodbye. Decontamination facility. Try and save the old production steam tanks. Well, that would be one option, yeah. I mean, the real big question is, how long does one fuel cell actually last? That's the most important question, actually. Because we do seem to need quite a ridiculous amount of centrifuging to keep the ball rolling. I mean, if I store the overproduced steam, that would be for sure a pretty good thing to do, because that's basically storing the power these things are producing. What I dislike about that is that I'd be only needing that actually for a sec, that doesn't work. I'd be only needing that then for the coronal mass ejections to bounce these off. What a bummer. I didn't see that one coming. Well, we're going to set this whole facility up nevertheless. I'm not going to I'm not going to stop myself from that, because one way or another, it will become useful to have that stuff, so I'm not worried about that. But I'm just a little bit annoyed by the fact that stuff doesn't come together as I wanted it to. Because if I start stockpiling that steam and all, I might as well just stay with the power generation that I got right now. Because technically, right now, I'm still sitting on a really high surplus. I could easily double up on that. So we could have 800 megawatt of oil power. I think that would be totally sufficient for whatever I have in mind here. So... That's tough. Didn't see that coming. Okay, whatever. We're just going to set on up 4 more centrifuges. That certainly won't hurt. So let's see. Maybe I can't get a readout about the burn time of one fuel cell. So one fuel cell has a value of 50 gigajoule. Now that's a number to work with. So you guys have a constant consumption of 200 megawatt. So that's actually quite easy then. We then have 4 seconds per gigajoule, so 50 times 4, 200 seconds per. Oh, yeah, that's absolutely a point, of course. The pollution is an issue, yeah. It's really it's really awesome to see your standpoint from a biter as a biter player, or however you want to call it. Oh, we don't need that spacing. We can't put them close together, and I really enjoy that all those aspects which are totally different from what I'm doing here. It's pretty cool. So, Buck Exterminator, yeah. Service guarantees citizenship. Are you doing your part? I'm sorry. Things like these are totally triggering me. Okay, so let's see. How much of that stuff has been produced in the meantime? Still only 2 units, so... Damn. I am not too optimistic there. So, it's a 1% chance of U-35. And, well... barely scratching yellow signs. Yeah, the biters do slow down everything a lot. And so I do see 2 options now. The option 1 would be set up the entire nuclear facility and turn it on when we need it, when we need the power, or prepare everything here for the time when we have Kovarex running, and settle down on that when it's time for that. So, I do want to prepare the infrastructure for nuclear power, nevertheless. So, get the production facilities down for the heat piping, for the turbines and everything. But I really feel like I'm going to do this with the accumulators, and just have a huge battery for the thingy there, for the coronal mass ejection, because we only need 182 gigajoule over 120 seconds. So that means we just have to have a energy storage that has that. Exactly, that's my thought. I'd rather save the U-38, U-35 right now, rather than wasting it later, when Kovarex comes around. Because right now, like you said, the ratio is so horrible that I'd be very sorry about all the material that I've wasted back then. So we have found Irene. Okay. But nevertheless, I want to set up the infrastructure. So we got all these materials. We don't have quartz. We pretty much have all it takes here, but we have to bring up a facility to fetch up quartz for us. The quartz is only necessary for the heat pipes, so we might want to utilize on that. Let's see. Stone comes into the facility via this distributor. We have one belt running into our mall already, being transformed here into sand, being transformed here into quartz. So I think I'm just going to hijack this thing. Let's see. How's the ratio between these? I just want these here. So, yeah, there's more than enough sand left over to jump on in this. I might be even building the nuclear reactor, but just not turning it on, you know? Can use it later, basically, would be the idea. Okay, so do I want to copy that here? Or, let's see. Am I interfering with anything there? Not really. But I want to go... Oops. There. So, how much quartz does that thing spit out? Around 3 units. Well, that's okay, I'd say. Requires a water connector, of course, but okay, that's a funny thing. You know what? We're okay, so that's that stuff. I have a line of copper running in there. Awesome. So we can easily just let that run here, over there. What's that? Well, sometimes you find remnants in your factory, and you just wonder why. What were I thinking there? So here it goes. We're going to produce the heat pipes there. How's the resource consumption there? So yeah, okay. One facility will be really all it takes. Wonderful, great. So I want to put this on a belt, and at the same time, I'm gonna put up one box with a slot there. Yeah, I was thinking about something like that too, but honestly, all that effort going nuclear and all just to have that, you know, I don't see the big reason here to go nuclear just to crank out the power for the umbrella. I'd rather put up a accumulator thing, and then I'll just connect it when I need it. You know, it is quite foreseeable when we need it, and I basically just need to plug in the power pole to the accumulator battery, let's say 30 minutes before that thing wants to fry my planet, and then I'm good-o. That's, I've been thinking about that as well, because 2 reasons. First off, it sounds like a cool idea to do for once, because I don't know how to circuit up a steam power plant like that. And I always like to learn new things, as you might understand. But on the other hand, I feel like power plant, a nuclear power plant only for that? Nah. I'll rather save up that valuable stuff there, you know. We are now at a whopping 3 pieces of that thing, and I let 10 centrifuges run here. So no, we're not going to do that. calling the episode Going Nuclear, only to say after 40 minutes, we're not going to nuclear. We're not going to go nuclear after all. Love it. Whatever. We're going to fix up these nevertheless. So heat exchangers, steam turbines need steam engines. What does the steam engine need? Steam engine, shouldn't you be there? Here. Steam engine requires electric motor. Ugh. Gosh, when I see those alone, I hate those recipes, you know. These are among my least favorite recipes. That's also been the reason why I figured, like, okay, I want to set this up for good. So when I want to go for a nuclear power plant, I just go on in here and grab the stuff, and I don't have to think about it any time again. That's been the plan, yeah. Okay, so just like I thought, I didn't wire up anything for steam engines here so far, because the recipe is an abomination. So, let's see. We'll have to set this up first. This is merely iron and copper, so let's see. Can I patch this up here? Maybe in that little corner here? Is that a thing? Is that a possibility? Like here. I have copper. We could snatch some iron from here. And steel? Is there any steel in the vicinity as well? Here's my steel belt. Running alongside there. So, yeah, it would be actually an option. So, we'd require heat pipe, steel, rare metals. One thing at a time. So steam power plant, and then the heat exchangers and the steam turbines. So there's actually no good reason whatsoever to do that. Okay. I'll rather check out a spot here where I can fix that up. So here are the blue electric motors really close by. I like that one. Let's pick that spot. I mean, my whole mall is a bloody mess. I know that. I don't mind it either. Because the thing here is, I know that everything that needs to get done will get done one way or another. So, wait a sec. I didn't need the copper pipe off. Because I can just grab this stuff here. So that's going to be the steam engine. Requires one more log. That shouldn't be an issue at all. So let's see, we require one of those. Let's check my cell phone. Alright. My cell phone says food is incoming, and I don't have that much time left. So we got that here. So the steam turbine, oh, never mind. It does require us to have copper there. So let's see. Steam turbine does need copper plate, steam engine, pipe, and motor. So we can put this stuff up here on thing. So one more for the gear wheel then. Will it drop near? So we have that ruddy junk already together. So steam engine and gear wheel are already together. Now we need the electric motor. We need the pipe on the electric motor. Loop-de-doo. Pipe. Pipe. So here goes that. We will use a red-handed inserter with a drop near order here. Okay, so we have these 4 ingredients together. What's the 5th ingredient? Copper. Raw copper. Okay. There goes. Buttercup. Oh, what a name for a moon. So, advanced labs. Steam turbine. Good. We got that. Oh, I love that game, but I had to take a little bit of time. I almost streamed that today, though, to give you an impression of how I like it. But it's damn hard, so gotta say, it's one thing I really have to get into. But I like hard games, so that's nothing bad at all, you know. So the heat exchanger, we require steel and copper for that. So we can basically take that stuff over here, bring that one over here, and we just need pipe for that. So yeah, well, let's do this like that, whatever. That's one of my least favorite ways of getting the job done, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Alrighty. And there goes the assembler for these suckers. With Circadian Dice, I think it's a game that gets easier the more stuff you unlock, though. The complexity might go up, but at the same time, the amount of options being increased does seem to be a pretty good thing there. Okay, we have the heat exchangers, we have that stuff. The only thing I don't have right now are the nuclear reactors, and now that I think more closely about it, honestly, I think I'll be just grabbing the ingredients and slap that into the thingy there manually. Because that's just such a pain in the rear to get these things together just to smelt them there. Because usually you don't need too many nuclear reactors at once. Usually you need them... You do that once and then you're done for it. Done with it for a while. Nice. So, as you see here, it's the food is very present. It wants me to stop streaming. Just kidding. She just was concerned that I didn't read the message. So we're going to research the space science pack here. So let's see. We have a different recipe than before. We need processing units. The only thing that's now required out of space is cosmic water. I think the old recipe was more demanding and problematic there. Well, I sometimes have that with games like Circadian Dice, that the levels where the less tools I have available, the harder it feels for me. because I'm just like that kind of a person. It feels easier the higher complexity gets for me, because I see different solutions, and sometimes I don't see the obvious solutions. I just have that kind of thinking sometimes. And with games like Circadian Dice, I often have that feeling as if it would get easier, although objectively speaking, it's absolutely not. It's getting harder. But pretty sure you understand what I mean. And the level design is awesome, and requires some thinking around the corner as well. Okay, so we have set up what we need. I have the steam turbines, I have the heat pipes, I have the heat exchangers. I don't have the nuclear reactors prefabricated yet, but that's absolutely not necessary if you ask me. What we're going to do there is we're going to leave it like that. The centrifuges will do their thing, and in the meantime we'll be racking up all that stuff. So in the next episode, because I'm going to end here a little bit earlier than usual, in the next episode we're going to check on out the real access to space. So we're going to set up not the satellite rocket silo. I'm going to go on over and check out the cargo rocket silo. I just seem to be unable to find it right now. But here, cargo rocket silo and the cargo landing pad. We're going to check out how these things work. I mean, roughly I know already how they work, and we're probably going to see your first touchdown in space. The thing here is I have to learn, or I have to organize a spot where we're going to do our cargo rocket tinkering, and I give you as much. It's not going to be anywhere here. It's all going to be, I guess, more like in this vicinity. My idea was that I would love to utilize the output of the core miners and set up more core mining drills. There's a lot of things that I want to do in this regard. So let's see what... there's another thing that's really important to me, and that's we need to build accumulators. That's one thing that I want to do before I forget it yet again. So accumulators are, frankly said, super easy build. There's just batteries and iron plates, and that's all. And as you see here, I have a nice overproduction of batteries running here. And we're going to grab ourselves that belt. Looks like it's working out nicely. And we're going to start tinkering some accumulators here. Let's see. So we're going to bring up the accumulators, and let's see how many of these do we produce with this 0.3 per second. That's really not a lot. So let's increase on that. So here we need 2.6 batteries per second. How many batteries do we actually produce here? Not that much. Not that many. So let's see. Whatever, we're going to start on out with this little thing there, and I'll increase my battery production as I see fit. So how many batteries does this use? 2.25. If they would produce through. Well, okay, I'm going to crank up the battery production next time. Got it. No problem. I mean, this is a one-time investment. Once I have that set up, I'm not going to need it again. But it is quite crucial for my well-being, because otherwise we are going to have quite a trouble satisfying the power need of the umbrella. But we're going to get there. And I'm really considering to put up a gasoline-powered umbrella here. Anywho, so everybody hanging out here, I thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, next time we're going to check on out how the whole... we're going to work on out with the whole... cargo rocket business, and I can't wait. So thanks. Drop your comments down below. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and consider subscribing. Catch you guys next time, and have a good one.